I came from one of the most poorest family background you can think of. I give credit to the background because it has helped shape my mentality to where I am today. I remember those days when I used to trek from Wadata Police Barrack to go to high level to attend school. Apart from that, before I go to the school, I have to go to my father's sugarcane farm, then attend the school because the farm is just by the school. Unfortunately for me, again, as a child, I didn't grow up with my father and my mother. You understand? I grew up with my stepmom, so that makes the journey to be even more tougher for me. My father was married to 3 wives, but again, my mother was the last wife. So my life was full of struggles, and that's the truth. Because I remember there was one time that I didn't notice to my stepmom. She was trying to beat me up, and for me trying to run away, she skipped her foot and fell down. And when my dad came, the story was different. She told my dad that I pushed her, and that was one of the worst days of my life because I received the beating of my life for doing nothing. I was equally the one that took care of her until her death. She died in my hands. The truth is this, yeah? There's no journey that has always been 110% smooth and successful. Anytime you feel down on anything you try to do, right? Always don't give up.
I noticed that most of you that watch our videos are not actually subscribed to our channels. Please subscribe to our channel because in that way, it keeps us doing what we're doing here at LTH to keep interviewing change makers, people who have achieved something out of nothing, people who have real stories to inspire you, our audience. Please subscribe to our channels. So could you give us a brief about that, please?
A brief about my childhood. Yeah, my childhood was very struggling as a young man because I actually came from a very poor family background. And so my childhood was not really that pleasant. But again, as time goes on, probably in the middle of our interview, you get to equally know why the background, the childhood, was equally a blessing to where I am today.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's the truth because, like I said, I came from one of the most poorest family background you can think of. Yeah. But today the story is different, and I give credit to the background because it has helped shape my mentality to where I am today. It has helped, again, to help me have the financial discipline that I have today in doing all that I am doing because I don't want to go back to where I'm coming from. So thinking of it alone naturally helps me manage the business and the finances and whatever it is very well. And so at the end of the day, if you look at it properly, it's equally a blessing at the end of the day. That's the truth. So my childhood was very struggling. I remember those days when I used to trek from Wadata Police Barrack to go to high level to attend school. Apart from that, before I go to the school, I have to go to my father's sugarcane farm, do one or little jobs before I take my bath in the farm, then attend the school because the farm is just by the school, you know. So all those things. So but again, it taught me a lot of things about resilience and focus. So I think my background wasn't that pleasant, but at the end of the day, it was a blessing to me.
How could you describe yourself as a child?
Very promiscuous and someone that really wanted to grow, wanted to come out of that shell, like I said, the very poor family background. So I am somebody that arrived from childhood, right? I was a goal-getter, like I said. I was a very resilient young man. So I think right from childhood, I have been that personality that needed this growth and that wanted it. And I did all I could, follow the positive and right way to get into where I am today.
Okay, this is good to know. But I would like to know, so is there what lesson did you learn from your father or your mother while growing up that shaped you today?
A lot of lessons, but unfortunately for me, again, as a child, I didn't grow up with my father and my mother. You understand? I grew up with my stepmom. So that makes the journey to be even more tougher for me. You understand? Because my father was married to 3 wives. So I came from a polygamous home. But again, my mother was the last wife. Then at that point, that was when my father now gave his life to Christ to become a completely born again and a pastor. And so I came from an Orthodox background. And the background never allowed him to keep the 3 wives. So he had to let go of 2 of the wives, that's the second and third wives, which my mom fall within that category. So she had to go. And that was when I was giving birth to her. I was the last son of my dad. So she had to live with me. So my life was full of struggles, and that's the truth. So as a young man that was just, as a child, I was just giving birth, and that issue came up. My mom left with me because I was the last born, and there was no way she would have left me, because I think it was even less than a year when she gave birth to me that my dad had to give his life to Christ. But you see, I left and I grew up with my grandmom before my mom remarried again. And that was the point my dad called me to come back to where he is, because he never wanted me to grow with another man. So I never had that both parental love and guidance. Do you understand? Both parents staying together. So again, it was a really tough period for me, because my grandmom is among these Nigerian movies that you see. She never liked me, and so I went through a whole lot of struggles and issues, and all of that. So, but again, my father, like I said, he gave his life to Christ and he became a born-again Christian. So I grew up in this very strong Christian background. So I'm the type that, every day there's this Christian worship that was done in my father's house. So every day, whether I like it or not, I must attend, right? So that helped again shape my mentality and thinking. And like I said, my background growing up, trust me, made me who I am today. Because one thing that I learned from my father growing up again is the fear of God, is knowing how to do things right, is that you have to learn how to love people, you understand, and learn how to be straight and focused. And so these are the things that I've equally learned from my father. Again, because I remember there was one time that I did nothing to my stepmom, and she was trying to beat me up, and for me trying to run away, she skipped her foot and fell down. And when my dad came, the story was different. She told my dad that I pushed her. And that was one of the worst days of my life, because I received the beating of my life for doing nothing. You understand? So I can give you these kind of experiences back to back. But the good thing is that, I never paid her back in the same coin that she treated me. That is where God has made me a little bit different. You understand? Because before she died, on her sick bed, she had to call me to apologize to me. You understand? Because I was equally the one that took care of her until her death. She died in my hands. Do you understand? But a whole lot of things that she did to me, I never paid her back, because I knew that time that she wasn't my mom, and the anointing, and trust me, and I could understand where she's coming from, because she was barren. She never had a child. So I guess probably then the whole anger was done on some of us, the kids. And unfortunately for me, like I said, I was the last son, and I was the last child to be brought back to my father. You understand? So I grew up practically with her. And at the point, all my elder ones left the house for greener pastures. So I was the only one that actually grew up with her and my father. So I practically was doing everything. All the household things, I was the one doing it. And I have to go to the farm again. You get. And then before I go to school, I went through a lot. That's the truth. I went through a lot. But like I said, it's a bittersweet experience for me, because it has helped to make me who I am today.